up with it.
Like, you know what I thought of when, like, just now actually, but it's kind of similar to Kyle Lowry with Toronto. Like, he has his upcoming contract hanging over. Like, the real Toronto fans know he's kind of over the hill. Like, still has maybe a couple good years left, but he still wants that one last big deal. But like, remember, like around like February, March, when like the articles started to come out, like Raptors are like 9-0 without Lowry when he doesn't play. You know what I mean? So it's like people started saying like, "Yo, should we really pay him to come back?" And then you compare that to here, where it's like Rory and Maul leave, and the pod gets better. It's like,
Yeah, it took a little
it's
dip.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yo, it's like the fucking like and dislike ratio was like a stock bar.
yeah,
Like I was watching the dislike ratio, I'm like, ooh, stock is going down, but then it's like Ish and Ice start getting funnier.
yeah.
And
you
the
know?
likes were getting back up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Like initially, people were killing it just because nobody likes change. But
Yeah.
then, like, yo, it's actually better.
Yeah,
without
I
the-
can't lie. It's one of those people. I'm like,
you know,
oh,
like,
I'm
Honestly,
like,
like to me, like the first couple when they did, it was like Joe had to spend like the first half of the podcast explaining why these guys weren't here.
Yeah.
So like that takes
exactly.
away from like when they could get away from that, just talk.
Mhm.
It was way better.
yeah. They're actually pretty
exactly.
funny.
Like when they got away from addressing the drama and they were
Yeah.
able to just have the
A podcast,
conversations
yeah.
they normally would have
Man had
had.
Kevin Samuels come true.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even watch that.
Like there's no way someone could tell me like, oh, the podcast was better with Rory. It's just the
not.
emotional attachment you have to these people.
Like how
It
many
is.
times?
That's
do
why
you
they
need
have
to
their own
hear
hive.
Maul say, "Yo, you can get music on your phone." Like he says that every episode. Like,
Facts.
Like the biggest thing is like all the time we talk about Maul, like he doesn't talk and explain himself, and like he just gives one word answers.
that's
You got
That's crazy.
you have Ice or Ish, and they explain like, and then they make it fun. They joke around,
yeah.
and they're not afraid to say nothing.
Yeah.
Like where I knew the pod was better with Ice and Ish was that one episode. It was like the third or fourth time they were on, and like Joe was like, "Yo, what's the craziest thing you guys ever did for love?" And Ish talked about how he broke into a girl's house with a gun.
What?
Like, and like Ice was like how he moved to like Amish country in Pennsylvania and shit.
Oh, yo, that's a mod.
I just the whole time I'm listening to it laughing, and I'm just thinking Maul would be like, "Yo, like, oh, like, yo, like, if I love
don't
someone,
do that.
I'm not doing anything crazy. If I love you, I love you. Like, that's not me. We're just built different." Like he did some shit like that. Like,
No nigga should be doing that.
like if I love you, why I gotta do something crazy? Like I just picture him saying that, and like it just got
Facts,
way more
bro.
better and open without it.
Yeah. The content got deeper.
Yeah.
Everyone had like their own a little bit more. They're a little bit more vulnerable almost.
Everyone's more open to like talk about things.
Yeah.
Where like for Rory, no one really cares about how he feels about certain things, and
Yeah.
and like for Maul, he just thinks he's too cool to talk, like go in depth.
Yeah, things a 1-2
That's-
Joe could just hold him for a 3-hour
Yeah.
podcast.
I like-
You know what I mean? Like he made millions to really not do anything.
This guy, yeah, he made millions making inside jokes. Though.
Yeah.
Making it, like if you didn't tune into when he said some next shit about his dad makes all the bridges and shit, you would have never kept laughing along with it.
Trust me.
Any niggas starting new to it, it's like, yo, what is he talking about? Talking about bridges? Why are they all laughing?
Like they didn't even take it seriously because when it was Rory and Maul, it was really more or less a music podcast. And then like new music would come out, and then like they'd be like, you know, I need to hear this outside. Like, I gotta live with this. And I'm like, yo, you guys aren't even doing this. Like,
Yeah, that's why I rated Joe whenever he'd be like, yo, I'm the only one being vulnerable and everything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, facts. He actually is. Like,
Facts, yeah.
when he embarrasses himself, it takes the pod to the next level for real. Like,
yeah.
It shows people that like you're able to
they like you as a
know-
character.
Yeah, like they know that you're like where you stand with things,
Mhm.
and then also like actually make you. Well, I'm chopped, bro.
It's like they humanize you almost.
I was like trying to go somewhere with it, and I'm like, yeah, I forgot where I'm going with this. Yeah.
Bro, he's LeBron, bro. Like he stands at the top of the
Yes.
key and makes everyone move around.
Yeah.
Like he's the energy. Everyone else is like Maul's too cool, and then Roy's just weird. Like he's awkward. So he can't
honestly,
leave.
yeah.
He just talks too fast, and then like I
And-
don't
and
know.
He
Rory's-
sounds kind of condescending a bit too.
Rory?
A bit, yeah.
I just want to hit him, bro. Like
Rory a bit.
It's his white skin. You just feel like he's better than you.
that's actually facts, bro. I can't
Probably
lie,
that's
bro.
what it is.
It's like, yo, I just want to. You just hear him talk. It's like, yo, who
Who is
invited
this guy?
Yeah.
Who
this
invited
guy?
this guy, yo? There's my boy. Why'd you bring him here, yo?
Yeah, like Nah, he sucks, man.
I want to know. I want to know if these guys are gonna continue doing a podcast because, as Joe said, he's gonna sue them if they do.
I don't know. He said.
I don't think they can because
he said in the last one he just did that. Like, yo, he didn't mean that. Like, he just said that because he was hurt.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Is that why his therapist was there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. When you guys said you got his therapist, I was actually laughing because I knew
funny.
that told me that he knew he was out of pocket. And that's funny. He's like, all right, yo, therapist, please.
It was actually dope to hear, like, because you like even outside of what's going on with them, just to hear someone go through therapy and like you can like start kind of applying that to your own life as well. Like,
Scary refuses to go to a therapist himself, yo.
No,
No.
I'm not gonna overshare, but like, you know, like it was actually interesting to hear. It was, and what I liked more about the thing with the therapist there and Ice and Ish, like Ice and Ish, I guess have a different type of friendship with him where they feel comfortable kind of challenging him.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll call him out on his bullshit. Like they said, yeah, you could have done this differently with Rory and Mal or whatever. Whereas Rory and Mal are kind of like, to me, they're kind of like yes man. Like whatever he would say, they would just kind of go along.
They just roll with it, basically. Yeah.
It's like, yo, talk to you behind closed doors because you're my friend.
Yeah. Like,
whereas Ish and Ice probably just be like, nigga, no.
exactly.
Yeah, I check him right there because then if you do it behind closed doors, he's not gonna take it seriously because he's like, yo, why didn't you check me when I did it?
Joe seems
Like I already got my shit off. But,
Yeah.
Joe seems like the kind of guy like he doesn't he has to hear something from certain people. Like I feel like he just doesn't respect Rory and Mal because they're younger than him or they.
But they could have gotten that respect because like I got that respect from him.
But you have to remember though, Ak never worked for him. Ak never agreed with him on a lot of things, and I guess it's kind of weird. But it's like I think that's what Joe fucking likes. It's almost like when people don't like agree with him to a degree. You know
It's like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Who knows? I guess because it's like in the grand scheme, it's not like Joe's opinion was stopping academics. It's like okay, you know what? Fine, then that's your opinion. Here's my opinion. I'm still gonna do my thing, but I respect your opinion. Cool. And that I think that was the thing that worked so well with Joe and Ak. It's just that like they were able to have their two disagreements, but they still were able to like
there was mutual respect.
Yeah, it was like exactly. There was that respect. Like okay, like I'm gonna still do my thing.
It's like when you're like kids and like you finally stand up to a bully, they just stop fucking with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Facts.
Rory and Mal were just getting like bullied on camera for years, twice a week.
Basically.
I'm putting up with the hands on their hip player.
And then when they finally have enough, instead of standing up to him in public, they go